Tonight, I know that we'll be privileged to hear a few classics, not only from our Hall of Famer, the legendary Ross Wilson, of course, and that wonderful tunesmith Lonnie Lee, but from amongst our winners of the ASA Contest 2009 as well. At least they are all still with us, so that's one thing. That's fantastic. And that's where I know that, you know, great songs do live forever, but unfortunately the songwriters that write them don't. And that, I believe, is where the ASA, the Australian Songwriters Association, come in. In our 30th year, as always, one of the things we've been trying to accomplish for all songwriters to attain the appropriate recognition that they deserve for their efforts, and even give them a higher profile while they're still alive and they can enjoy it. So we want them to enjoy their fame, you know? Cool. And I think the ASA competition does this. Tonight, all the music industry, there's lots of you in the music industry here, and the public, you will get the chance to hear high achievers perform the works that won them the ultimate accolades in their respective genres from the judges, many of whom are with us tonight. And thank you, judges. You know who you are out there. You guys have done a fantastic job as ever, so thanks to all the judges as well. The ASA has indeed come a long way. Yeah, thanks to judges. Fantastic. The ASA has indeed come a long way in its 30 years, from the time when an early newsletter reported that Tom Loach, and he's the co-founder of the ASA, along with Rudy Bransma, he finished off 1979 with a backyard barbecue where some members sang a few songs. Amazing. 1979, 2009, tonight, 3 decades later, we celebrate and acclaim songwriters from all over our nation and beyond with our international category, as they ply their wares in this wonderful club, West Ashfield Leagues. And I'll be doing some thank yous a bit later, but I've got to acknowledge Peter Hardgrove and the board of West Ashfield, the fantastic CEO Andy Timms, and the wonderful West Ashfield team, and their management and staff, without whom this affair couldn't have taken place. So thanks, guys. We really love you. Thank you. This evening we have ASA Song Contest 2009 category winners. We have the Rudy Bransma and the PPCA Award. Bernie Howard interviews Lonnie Lee. The guru himself, Glenn A. Baker, inducts Ross Wilson into the Australian Songwriters Hall of Fame. And we crown the APRA ASA Songwriter of the Year. Now, along with all of us, what more do we need for a party? Incredible. And one other thing too, I know Angry Anderson is out there somewhere and he's going to get up and do some presentation later on. So thanks, Andy, for coming along tonight. So now we just get on with the sex and drugs and rock and roll, okay? Snuggle up to a friend, have a few drinks, get down and dirty with a bit of rock and roll and all other kinds of music. Have a wicked party, and like my 9-year-old son Cole, let's all enjoy some great songs together. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny Burgess. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been associated with this evening for about the last 5 or 6 years, to my knowledge. Not the whole 29 that these presentations have been going. But in that 5 or 6 years, our numbers have grown, the numbers of people gathered here tonight. And I think that's a great tribute to all who've worked hard in the ASA, but especially to the man we've just heard, the chairman, Danny Burgess. He's put a lot of hard work into tonight. When I mentioned a moment ago about the colour green, I forgot to mention that on your tables, of course, there are bottles of wine. There are bottles of wine for drinking, and there are bottles of wine with a green label featuring the ASA logo. They are designed to be taken home as a souvenir of tonight on behalf of the Australian Songwriters Association. Yes. And also on behalf of our hosts for tonight. And I refer, of course, to the people that Denny mentioned just a moment ago. The board of directors, the management, and the staff, and for that matter, the members of this great club, West Ashfield Leagues, who again are very proud to host this event. Ladies and gentlemen, to make you formally welcome to these great premises, would you in turn please welcome the chairman of West Ashfield Leagues, Mr. Peter Hardgrove.
Thank you, Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, you might not understand, but I just get to say quite a fair bit at functions. I go to a lot of functions, so you just got to look to size me. But one of my directors reminded me that every function that I speak at, I say I'm going to be brief, and I will again tonight. I won't let you down, Russell. On behalf of the board, management, and staff of this wonderful club, we welcome you once again to celebrate your Songwriters' Evening. We've been hosting the function for quite a few years now, and hopefully we can host it in the future. By the numbers that are growing, we probably won't be big enough. So that's really an accolade to Dennis and his wonderful team. I hope that you have a great evening. Our staff will look after you. And to all the winners of tonight's awards, congratulations, and please enjoy the facilities of our wonderful club. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter Hardgrove. Well, now we begin the moments that I'm sure many of you have been waiting for, when we move straight into the first of a series of segments tonight, where we'll be saluting the top 10 place-getters in each of the categories for tonight's awards. You'll also get to hear the songs that actually win those individual categories. So it is going to be a great night, certainly in terms of the rock and roll, the sex and the drugs. Well, as Denny has mentioned, to some extent, that's up to you. As we count down, of course, we will be revealing the top 10 finalists in each category. We'll go from announce the winner. Now, many of you know the top 25 in each of the categories because they've been on the website and have in fact been there for quite some time. But the coveted top 10 places will of course be revealed here on stage tonight. And by the way, if you are a contender who's named in the top 10, then please come to the stage and join us and line up. There will be certificates presented to each of those making the top 10. They will be available later in the evening. But of course, we will have the presentation of the main award for each category as we go through the evening. So let's get underway as I begin by reading out the places from number 10 up to number 2. And we'll also be calling a couple of official guests to the stage to help with the presentations as we go in. We begin with the Australia category, and I'm very pleased to introduce our first presenter tonight. I was talking to her outside just a little while ago, Claire McLeod from CMC Productions, and she's to be assisted by sponsors Roxanne and Stephen Kiley from Scoop FX Music. And while they're approaching, I will read out the places from 10 up to number 2, leaving the big award for our guest presenters who are coming to the stage. And of course, once more, I remind those who are in the top 10 to come as they are called. First up, number 10 place, Ronald Ryan by Mark Cryle. Number 9, Hands Across the Nation. Number 9, Hands Across the Nation, Glennis Anderson. Number 8, A Man Who Works the Land, Magdalena MacDonald. Number 7 has a certain special place in the hearts of many in this room tonight. It's The Name of the Game is Rugby League from Brent Lilly. Number 6, Windows of a Train from Brian Stitt. Number 5, Glebe Point Road from Mark Cryle. Number 4, Singing Up a Storm from Brent Lilly again. Number 3, very aptly named in the Australia segment, Dinky Die Aussie from Phil Splitler. And number 2, Old Bush Tracks, again from Brent Lilly. Congratulations to all there, but now I'll ask Claire to make the award. A team of 2 songwriters have actually won the Australia category this year, and they were, Claire?
Ingrid Raz and Karen Ann Waters for The Dreaming.